So once you join the Operation Feed the Nation, then you know that you've joined Operation Full Your Pocket. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Fish Academy. So today in our office we have Shalom, a student of University of Port Harcourt. So she called me a few days ago that she have some questionnaires for me. So we are here to give answers to what is on paper, which she's going to share with us. But before we continue, how is UNIPORT? Which department, first of all?
Agricultural Economics and Extension.
Agricultural Economics and Extension.
Yes.
That's a good department. So, right now you are studying fishery or part of it?
Part of fisheries.
Part of fishery.
Yes.
And then I believe the questionnaire you have for me
is purely on fisheries.
Purely on fishery. So, we're going to see how we can attend to the questions in the questionnaire. And then after now, she would also like to go around my farm to see how it is. I believe part of what she's sent to do is what? What are those things? Yeah, what are those things that you want to do here? Apart from the questionnaires, what are other things?
I want to visit and then know more about your practices, your management practices.
Alright. Okay, so we are good to go. So let's see the questionnaires. Or the questionnaire. This is my copy.
Yeah.
I guess you have another one there.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Wow. This is the questionnaire. I think we're going to be answering these questions in long. It's long.
Yes.
Long. So.
Well, we can just pick one section, right?
Okay.
We can just pick one section or two sections.
Alright. Okay. Thank God the manager is here. And I think I have some questions. She has some questions here too. Okay. So I don't know. Give me barrel, please. So as you are reading out the questions, understand I'll be putting in here. So be a little variable. Yeah.
Okay.
That is the questionnaire. So she wants to read out what she have here. So let's see if we can answer all of it.
Right. What are the names of the owners of the farm?
Let's not use the name R. Okay.
It's just yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the name of the owner?
Okay. I am the CEO of this farm. So my name is Kufre Ibana Francis. So I'm going to write that down. Right. Mr. Kufre Ibana Francis.
Okay, so what is the proprietor's age or the CEO's age?
Yeah, the CEO's age. Well, okay, yeah. You said what?
I want to know your age.
I want to know my age. Yeah, certainly we know my age. Okay. How old am I? Know that. Alright. Certainly, people that watch my for you my viewers, a lot of people, when they watch my video, so boy, that's how some people call me and say, "Hey, hello boy, how are you?" I say I'm fine. Understand? So
and what is his qualification?
My qualification, I'm an HND holder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you do any other business apart from this fish farming, do you do any other business?
Apart from fish farming, yeah, if you've been watching us on our channel, I'm not just a fish farmer, I'm also a contractor.
Oh,
You understand? So we set up farm. So even if I don't have a fish farm, understand, I can go around places setting up fish farm for people. So I'm also a fish farm contractor. Not just a fish farm contractor, I'm a contractor. Understand? And also I'm also a business person in that regards because we sell fish farm machineries. So after construction, we also help to stock the farm both with the fish itself and the machineries. Yeah. So
that's great. That's great.
yeah.
So are you directly?
Let me write that because after I'm going to submit it.
Yes.
I think so. I think we are doing justice to it. Except you want to keep it, drop it with me, and then go back, then return to pick it.
No, I don't.
All right. So you say what? Okay. If
Does
there's
he
any
or she do you
yeah.
do any other business?
Yes. So the question, yeah. So just yes. Okay.
Are you directly in charge of this farm?
I'm directly in charge.
Okay. So we skip the next question. So how old is the manager?
In charge.
Yes or no would do.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
we are skipping the next.
Okay. Okay.
So number 7, how old is the manager?
How old is the manager? The manager is right here in the office. So manager, how old are you? I didn't say anything.
I'll answer it.
Okay.
Off the camera.
Okay, the manager wishes to answer this question off camera.
Okay.
Alright.
What's the qualification of the manager?
Manager, what's your qualification?
Okay, I have a degree in food science and technology.
Okay, so BSc.
Yeah, degree in food science, food technology. Alright.
Are there any external partners?
External partners. Yeah, for now, no. There's no partner.
So we skip 10 and 11.
Alright. Why we have to skip 10 and 11 is a follow-up question.
Yeah.
There is a follow-up question, being that there is no partner, so that's why we have to skip the 10 and 11. Alright.
So farm profile. What is the name of the farm?
Yeah. And then this farm is registered with Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria.
Okay.
So it's registered as First Fish Academy.
Alright. Where is the farm located?
Farm is located in Eneka, River State.
Okay.
Yeah.
The third question is an error, so we'll just skip to number 4. Is it registered and what is the business number?
Yeah. The farm is registered as earlier said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to fill in the business number. Yeah.
Okay, what's the level of registration? Is it registered as a company or a business name or what?
Yeah, it's registered as a business.
Okay.
Though we also we have other this thing that is going to register. Which this one will be a subsidiary of the company. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was it registered and where?
Okay. It was registered. That was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. And in Nigeria.
Yeah. Where? Which state?
In Abuja.
Abuja.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So what's the staff strength? How many staffs do you have?
We have a lot of staffs. Yeah, we have some contract staff, we have direct staff. As I said, we don't only deal on fish, understand, we also into construction, understand. So talking about our number of staff, we have over 35 staff.
Okay,
Yeah. And then we have like 5 that work here, and then others on site, even beyond 30. I'm talking about our direct staff,
Okay.
and then if we should add up community and all that, we have a lot of people that work with us. As I speak right now, we have some of our workers on 3 locations. As I speak, we have our workers in Enugu, we have our workers in Imo State, 2 places in Imo State. Work is ongoing.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So, what's the nature of the business? Is it extensive, intensive, or semi-intensive? Obviously, it's intensive.
Intensive, right.
So, what do you do? Fingerling production, grow out, fish smoking. Which do you do?
Yeah, we are majorly fingerlings producers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we produce fingerlings, good fingerlings. Understand? We have a place we want to set up as a permanent site. So once that is set up, we are going to have everything. We're going to do the fingerlings production. We're going to do grow out. We're going to do smoking, and everything. Yeah, we're hoping to export fish from Nigeria here to other places from our farm in our permanent site, which is going to be in Akwa Ibom State.
That's great.
Yeah.
Just catfish. What species do you farm?
Yeah, right here in the farm we have Etrobancus, we have the Clarias, we have hybrid, we have tilapia. Understand? We have lungfish. We have there's a lungfish. We have the bullhead fish.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have some fish here. We are still bringing in more. Understand? Even if those ones it's not for commercial purpose, but as Fish Academy, we have to have a lot of different species of fish for training and all that. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the capacity of the farm?
The capacity of the farm, as I said, we are majorly fingerlings producers.
Yeah.
And when it
How
comes to fingerlings production, we produce fingerlings in hundreds of thousands.
Wow.
Yeah, we produce fingerlings in hundreds of thousands. As I speak, we are one of the highest distributor of fingerlings, because we don't just sell fingerlings here. We even send across Nigeria. We sell to places like Cameroon and all that. Yeah. So I can't just tell you the capacity, but we are looking forward to hitting up to 1 million fingerlings production per month. That's what we are hoping to do, especially when we move to our new site.
Okay. So obviously, the next question is, what sizes do you have more regularly? But from what you've said, the answer is fingerling
Production. Yeah.
So you have fingerlings more.
Yeah, more of their fingerlings and grow them to juvenile. We sell them as post fingerlings and juvenile.
Okay.
Yeah, and then one good thing about our post fingerlings, they are standard post fingerlings, standard post fingerlings, juvenile, standard juvenile, different from the ones people sell in the market. Yeah.
The next section is farm management.
Okay.
How is your fish kept? Do you use tanks or ponds?
Okay, right here we have concrete tanks, we have concrete ponds, we have plastic. Actually, we started with plastic before setting doing the concrete. Yeah.
So how many do you have? How many of these ponds do you have, and what's the size?
Yeah. Currently we have we have most of our ponds are nursery ponds.
Okay.
Nursery ponds are not that big. They are not usually that big. Yeah, but we have about 30.
All right.
Yeah.
So how do you get water into those ponds?
Yeah. We have a borehole. We have 2 boreholes in this farm, and then we get our water from the borehole down to a reservoir, and then to the hatchery, and then to the nursery. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
And how do you dispose water from the tanks or ponds out?
Yeah. In fact, part of our one good thing about us, in fact, why most people call us for construction is that the way we do our piping is usually different from other engineers that handle pond construction. Actually, I know that's the question you're asking. Yeah, we have a good drainage system in the estate. You understand, and then we discharge our water into the gutter, and then moves. Yeah.
So generally, how do you manage your system? How often do you feed? How often do you change water?
Talking about say how often. That's question
Number 5, how do you manage your
okay,
system?
okay. Talking about how often I feed my fish. It depends on the sizes of the fish. We have them at fry stage. Even at that level of fry, we have 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Okay.
even 4 weeks. Because my 4 weeks fish, I still call them fry.
Okay.
Yeah, why some people will call it fingerlings. You understand? So with different stages, we have time we feed. There are times that we feed up to 5 times.
Okay.
With the time we reduce it to 4 times in a day. At times we reduce to 3 times in a day. At times, and it gets to a point reduced to 2 times in a day.
Okay.
Yeah, and then talking about
Changing water.
changing of water, we do a flow through system here in the farm.
Okay.
Yeah, a situation where water move from the hatchery to the nursery, at times it will go up on and then off.
Okay.
Yeah, so a flow through system, that's what we do here.
Okay, that's great. So the next section, farm health.
Farm health.
Have your fishes had any health challenge before?
Yeah, any farmer that will say that his or her fish have never, or he or she has never encountered health challenge in his or her fish farm, and then that fish farmer, I think, should be assistant God. Yeah. In fact, just like the way human have health challenges, that is how fish also do have health challenges. So certainly, yeah, we do face challenges here.
Okay, so how did you overcome it?
Overcoming what some of the challenges of one of the biggest problem, or what actually do make fish to get ill, is as a result of maybe bad water, either polluted water or maybe when some of the water parameters is not up to standard. So we treat our fish. Some of our videos in our channel where we advise people to treat their fish with bitter leaf. So we treat most of our fish with bitter leaf. Understand?
Okay.
Yeah, the common disease that we usually face in the farm is rot tail. But once we notice that there's something like that trying to happen, we pick out the infected fish, isolate them, treat them, and also treat the tanks that we get the fish from. Not just treating only that tank, we try to ensure we treat the entire farm,
Okay.
entire pond, so that in case there is any movement of maybe water particle from one pond to another, so it won't affect them. So that is how we manage.
Okay. So who assisted you? Was there any external assistance?
Yeah, there is none. Though I didn't study it,
Okay.
you understand. So I didn't study this in school, but I made a lot of research. I try out new things because just like Michael Faraday, and all the other persons did not actually read about electricity.
Yeah.
They only try out something to see how it's going to work. So they tried it out, and before you know, we were able to have electricity. So I don't want to be like most people that don't try out things to see if it's going to work or not. So I try a lot of things here in my farm to see if it's going to work. At the end of the day, it works, and then I recommend it to people. Yeah. So certainly, I don't have anybody that comes from outside to check my fish. I check my things myself. Yeah.
So no vet doctors.
No vet doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any health management system for your fishes, with vaccines or drugs? Any system you put to manage the health?
Are there any health management system for fishes, vaccine or drugs regime? And just as I said, I try to discourage people from using drugs, especially
Synthetic drugs.
for fish, because these things are to be consumed by human. So most of the times when you treat your fish, most people even go to pharmacy to get drugs for fish. Some of these things, the way you treat your fish, when human being taking that stuff, you find out that you are eating fish without knowing that you are even taking in antibiotics. And
It's very true.
they begin to store or have a lot of this, and then maybe any day you have issue that you need antibiotics because your body don't have the distance to, and this is when you take it have no effect on you. So we recommend using organic here for fish treatment.
Okay, that's why I use bitter leaf.
That's why I use bitter leaf. You can use your bitter leaf, you can use moringa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next section, feeds. What feeds do you know?
What feed do I know?
Just mention all the feeds you know.
I'm not going to mention any feed. I don't know any feed. You understand? I don't know any feed because I'm not though I may at a certain point get to buy, especially at the early stage. Yeah, but the way what we do right now, I cannot. Maybe I'll mention it here on paper. Understand? I know a lot of feed.
Okay.
Understand? But until the right thing is done, I don't know any feed.
Okay, and you can't also tell us what feed is the best.
We actually, I'm one person that advocates farmers to produce their own feed. In the afternoon, I'm going to show you our own feed making machine. You understand? Because feeding itself takes 70% of total cost of production.
Yeah.
So once you produce to feed your fish, you end up cutting out or cutting the cost of production, therefore maximizing profit. Yeah. So because of that, I'm not sure that there is any feed company in Nigeria or even outside Nigeria that is happy. I'm not sure they are happy that I'm trying to
produce. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to encourage farmers to produce their feed. Actually, if everybody should stop drinking ever and then start saying I'll drink my water, which means ever will sell again.
Yes.
Yeah, so but there's no problem. There are still some feed that are good in the market. Yeah, but with time I think I'll recommend. But not now, yeah.
So this answers number 3 because the question is, do you make your feeds? And obviously the answer is yes, you do make your feeds.
Yeah.
So why do you make your feeds?
Yeah, I think I've said that before. If you actually want to make profit, then you must produce your feed, regardless of the quantity. Whether you have 500 fish, you have 1,000. Don't say, when I have a bigger farm, I will buy machine or I will
Well,
produce
people
the feed.
who do not have those
The raw material. No,
not really.
Yeah.
Raw materials, but the machines.
Yeah. Actually, what I want to do today, immediately after when you've gone, I want to do the Formula 5 feed. We have Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, Formula 4 on our channel, how to produce your feed without using any machine.
Okay.
You understand? And also to feed your fish with it. So you can feed your fish even without machine, especially as a small scale fish farmer. You understand? And you don't have the money to go and buy the machine. You can just produce, use your hand to feed. I've shown how that can be done before on my channel. Yeah.
So what quantity do you use per day in your farm? What quantity of feed do you use per day?
Yeah, we have a feeding chart. Yeah, most people, the way we grow our fish, you understand? The way we grow our fish, because we grow fish faster than we try to grow fish faster than any other people. Just like people that want to sell broiler by December time. You see them, they are feeding, they feed day and night. They put light for the broiler for them to eat so that they can grow faster.
Yeah.
So for us that wishes to sell our fish on time, we try to break some rules, which is not, it's never a rule. You understand? We try to break, try to break protocol in order to grow our fish faster. So we feed our fish very well for them to grow so we can sell it on time. That's why most people, you see them, they grow fish at 5 weeks or at 12 weeks. The fish is still looking like my 5 weeks fish. You understand? Yeah, so we try to grow our fish faster. That's why when people call me and they say, Francis, how old is your fish? I tell them it's not the age that matters. You understand? It's how many grams are your fish. Then you can now say how many grams and then how many weeks are they. When you now compare the grams with the weeks, you understand? Because when you now say so how old is the fish, you understand? You feel that someone is supplying you 8 weeks fish, and that 8 weeks fish is like my own fingerlings, not even up to standard. So we mash the grams with the age of the fish. Yeah, because at 8 weeks, at 8 weeks after production, you should be having at least 10 to 12 grams fish as juvenile. Yeah.
So, how much do you spend per day on feed?
How much I spend per day on feed? Feeding. Yeah, certainly we do buy raw materials. Yeah, so certainly we open our farm records and then we'll give you those figures. Yeah.
Same for production, right?
Same for production, yeah.
Okay, so what sizes do you sell?
Sales and progress. Okay, what size do you sell? We sell generally, in fact, what we sell here is post fingerlings and juvenile.
Okay,
yeah, because these are the fish that survive better than that. We don't like selling fish to someone and someone will now say, my fish, 1,000 is dead. I lose 1,000 today, tomorrow I've lost 500. So we sell you fish that we know that yes, you can grow, and when you see, you'll be happy that you receive that setup. So we sell from post fingerlings, juvenile up.
Okay. In what form do you sell? This question does not apply to you because you sell them live.
Yeah, so live, yeah.
So how much per unit? How much do you sell?
How much per unit? Yeah, the account section and the will give you that price.
Alright.
Yeah. Although we can say that our stuff, they are standard. They are standard. Our juvenile goes for, it's on paper. I've written it. Yeah.
So, what's your sales capacity in numbers? How much can you get from this capacity? You will feel that later.
Yeah,
And how is your demand?
Oh man, the demand is quite high. The demand for my fish is quite high.
So, can your supply meet this demand?
Yeah, that's what we are doing. We are expanding. As from next year, we are going to be selling both from Port Harcourt, from Akwa Ibom, and maybe every other places. We are expanding in order to see how we can meet up demand. Yeah, certainly for now we don't meet up. Yeah, that's why I hardly advertise fish on my channel again, because if I should do that, I don't meet up demand. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you sell farm gate? People come here to buy, or you deliver to them?
Yeah, some people do come here to pick.
Okay.
Yeah, some at times we wave you. We don't even move with the fish. At times we move with the fish to deliver. Yeah, so like so far we've sent fish to Jos. We've sent fish down to Cameroon. We've sent fish down to all the eastern states. Ebonyi, Abia, Enugu, Imo, Anambra, the 5 eastern states we've supplied fish.
Is it convenient to you?
Yeah, very, 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 very. Apart from the police delay on the road, but I'm happy that the IG of police, the last time I traveled on the road, it was stress free. Nobody stopped me on the road. It was so nice. So I just pray that these people don't return to those checkpoints and be disturbing farmers, especially fish farmers. Because when someone is moving with live fish and then you clear the person, you delay the person for like 30 minutes to 1 hour, what do you expect? Some of the fish will actually die. That's why I joined in the protest that they must end police. They must end police brutality. They must end police. Some of these police checkpoints. They should free the road. Let farmers deliver their produce and their farm product. Yeah.
So, what problems do you encounter so far?
Problem.
Yes, what problems do you encounter?
Yeah, there is nobody without problem. There is no business without problem. You understand? The face of a person, someone's face might look as if that person is not having problem at all. But inside, man, that person is having huge problem. Especially to be a CEO is not easy. CEO, man, everything is on your head. Everything. Whether your worker misbehave is on you. Anything happen anywhere is on you. Understand?
Yes.
There is something, and then maybe the fund you charge the person is not enough for a project. You have to. As you are the CEO, you did that and all that. So being a CEO is not easy, but at times is sweet, is bitter. Understand? So I think what question number. That was question number 12. Okay, the problem I do encounter. Yeah, the problem I do encounter right now, we have staff, as I said, but we need more. But when I say we need more, I'm not saying that we should begin to apply. I'm not saying we should begin to apply. Once we expand, once we move to our permanent site, where we're going to have a very large farm with hostels, with other facility. Even now that we don't even have a vet doctor, certainly we're going to have. Because we're going to have a laboratory, we're going to have different things all in one place. Understand? So certainly we need a lot of workers to help us. So some of the challenges we have now is that, I think manpower, lack of manpower. So that's why we need government assistance. The other day on my channel, we tried to do fundraising to see how we can raise funds to set up the farm, to set up the farm or our permanent site. But even at that, it's not easy for individual to raise that fund. That's why we seek for government intervention in ensuring that that project come to reality. Yeah.
What is your sales like? Do you make profit?
Yeah, if I don't make profit, certainly by now I would have packed up. Understand?
Yes.
I would have packed up.
So a person just keep pushing it, hoping that
Yeah.
okay, by the next production they will make profit.
No, I make profit. I make profit. There's money in fish farming if you know what you have to do. Yeah, most people go into business without proper research. Just like right now, you came with some questionnaires. This is now can even help you, though it's not that well detailed as regards fish farming, but it can help you. So most people should try to prepare questionnaire and then try to meet someone that is into it. Then immediately after that, don't just go into the business because you see your friend doing it and you see him driving car. You might not actually know where he got that money to buy a car. It might not be from the fish farm. So try to know what are the challenges, what are you doing. I believe this is what we actually treating here.
So how long have you been in business?
How long have I been in business? You know that question, except maybe you asked me how long have I been in fish business?
Yes, how long have you been in fish business?
Because talking about business,
in this business.
Talking about business, man, I've been a business person right from when I was little. I can remember when I used to sell granuts when I was small in our compound. I can remember when I was in school during my ND, I do battery charging business in Bori. You understand? And I think my charging center was the biggest in Bori. As of then, there was no light in Bori. Even Bori up to now, they don't have light. Government people need to see to the Ogoni problem, because Ogoni people need government help. I'm telling you. Yeah, yeah. Then this talking about fish farming business. Actually, I started it as a business in 2017.
Okay.
Understand? But before now, I practiced fish farming when I was with my uncle, when I was little, while I was still a teenager of about maybe 12, 13 and around there. So that was when I actually started fish. That was when or where I practiced fish farming in Delta State as a teen. Yeah.
So, for this business, has the profit been like this all through?
Talking about this big profit has been like that all through. We have standard price for that's why someone say if I'm buying this, you don't want to reduce, so we don't reduce. Yeah, because one thing, let me tell you a mistake some of the people do make. For example, you sell your fish, your post fingerling is 25 naira, and then that 25 naira, maybe you sell out 5,000 pieces. You know that if you are selling out 5,000 pieces fish, that you sell at 25 naira each, and then someone now call and say, I'm buying 50,000 pieces, I cannot buy at 25 naira, I want to buy it at 15 naira. And because you know that if you calculate 15 naira that the money is somehow maybe much, you now give your fish out without trying to know if actually you make profit. Forgetting that is that fish that used to sell 25 naira, that the same feed, that if the feed were eating, if each fish consume 5 naira, and then you multiply it. Understand? So because someone have now said you now go and remove your fish, then before you know, checking your stuff, you've lose. That's why most farmers, you see some of the farmers, they don't progress because they don't do calculation.
Yeah.
They don't progress, they remain where they are. Yeah. They don't buy car, they can't marry, they don't build house, they don't do anything because they don't do calculation. That's why I said it's a high time that farmers become fish farmers leave the level of being just a fish farmer to becoming fish entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fish farm entrepreneur. Yeah. All right.
So, do you think the business will get better? Obviously.
As far as Nigeria is concerned,
Yeah.
with our growing population, as it stands now, I'm not married yet. I'm going to marry very soon, and I will have children and add to the growing population of Nigeria. So right now we are looking at over 200 million people in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Certainly, this Nigeria is a very big market as far as the world is concerned. A very big market for China. A lot of countries are dragging Nigeria. Understand?
Yeah.
A lot of countries want to have Nigeria. So me, I want to have Nigeria. Understand? So I will not give a chance for other people to come in, and then knowing that I have the potential, I have everything, is my land, my son of the soil. So the business, as far as Nigerian population keep growing, certainly the business is sustainable. Business will remain because there is no pot of soup. As far as Nigeria is concerned, there is no soup that you don't find dry fish. Even if you don't see it as fresh fish, you will see it as dry fish. So if all 200 million people, and then out of how many millions homes we have, and then we have so many people putting, and they don't even put one dry fish inside their pot. Most of the time you see someone dropping 5 dry fish into one pot. Yeah. So the business is something that will stand, that has come to stay as far as Nigeria is concerned. And not just coming to stay, we are looking at Nigeria becoming the highest exporter of catfish. Understand? As it stands now in Africa, Nigeria is the highest producer of catfish.
Wow.
Understand? So we're looking forward to becoming the highest exporter of catfish. Understand? So that's that.
So obviously you wish to continue.
Yeah, very well. No, I wish to continue. I will bring more things we enter, but for now, this is what I do here.
So have you had any sponsorship or funding, external funding, grants, loans?
Man, it's not easy to have grants, loan, and all that. Most of the times you hear them talk on television that government have set aside so. I think the latest is how many billion for is it
72 billion.
yes, 70 something billion set aside
For
to be given to farmers. And the funniest thing is that they even mention few states. It's not even all the states that they want to distribute this money for. And when I check, Akwa Ibom State is not there. Rivers State is not there. Or do they think that these people they don't do farming? They take our let me not talk. You understand? They set aside huge amounts that is to be given to farmers, and they selected state. They selected the state that they are to distribute this fund.
Selected states, many of them in that state went to
Even in the selected state, some of the farmers are not. I believe in government policy. That is when it gets to me. But for now, government and all these things they are saying. Certainly, out of that 70 something billion set aside, of recent amount that is set aside for agriculture, I would have loved to have, even if it's how many million, even if for me to set up a farm. I tell you, if I should have all these things, I will create a lot of jobs. So far, I've created a lot of jobs as far as Nigeria is concerned. So I need fund, I need government assistance, I need all these things so I can create more jobs. Understand? The other time I was saying something. When, for example, you know what do happen here in Nigeria? Nigerian government, they believe that creating parastatals, like maybe, for example, they come up and they said today we have EFCC. They now say EFCC. They now employ 1,000 people into EFCC. What are those people? What are the economic importance of all the EFCC workers? Are they bringing in anything? Is there anything that they are bringing back to EFCC that will help the economy to grow? No. They leave EFCC, they will go and establish this one, SARS, establish SWAT, establish this, different employing people, not because they want to create employment. But I say that is not how to create employment.
Yeah.
You are only creating employment, giving people job, understand, that will not help the economy of the country. Why don't you take this same money, give it to people, understand, that will help grow the economy? For example, you set that money aside, you give it or you use it to set up a factory or anything, and then you employ people. Then you know that the people working there, certainly if we have a large catfish factory in Nigeria, understand, you employ people in, and the people there working. As they are working, they are helping. As they are working, there is turnover, there is everything, and then the country will begin to make more profit from it. And paying someone, you know that yes, you are paying someone for the economy of the country to grow, rather than paying someone for the economy not to grow. So government should begin to look at creating jobs, not by all these jobs they create that does not help the economy at all.
So why have you not received any assistance or support?
Why have I not received any assistance?
Or funding? Is it that you have not reached out or you have not seen these opportunities?
I've reached out. You know, especially maybe talking about loan. For you to get a loan is not easy. You understand? You need to first, for example, you don't have a land or you don't have collateral for you to give to pen down to submit, so that in case you're not able to pay it, then you see that this will never answer you. Understand? So getting loan is a problem, getting grants is a problem. So it's not easy, but we are still applying. We believe one day government will look to our matter.
So what are your needs according to priority? What's the most important thing you need?
The most important thing I need. Generally, when I was in JS2, I used to say it. I decided that I'm not going to work for anybody, Understand?
Yeah.
That I want to be an employer of labor. Understand? That I wouldn't want to work for anybody, but rather I want to be an employer of labor. So my needs, when I say need, there are so many needs, but as it stands, I want to be one of the highest employer of labor. That is my dream and my need. Understand?
So what do you need to achieve this?
What I need,
Funding.
what I need for me to achieve this, I need government assistance.
Assistance.
Yeah,
in terms of
as in funding.
or-
Understand? Either in form of grants or loan.
Okay.
Understand? I need that for me to succeed faster and to achieve my dream faster. Yeah.
So basically that's all.
Well, I've turned your questionnaire to this. Alright, so thank you very much for coming. It's nice having you in our office. You say you went online trying to search fish farms around in the area, and then you got my contact.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have our channel on YouTube with over 70,000 subscribers, with two videos of over 300 videos and over 6 million views on our channel. Yeah, on our channel, a lot of students follow us on our channel. Not just students, even some of the lecturers. I have some professors in fishery department that do call me from different schools. Yeah, I have them that do call me. So it's not just all about getting my number through Google or anything. Yes, for you to go check out my video. And I wanted to say, after now, what I would advise you after now, I don't want you to maybe graduating and after your NYC, you now carry brown envelope and be looking for a job. You understand? Certainly, I would like you to think in the area of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, farmer.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
a farmer already.
Okay, you're a farmer already.
Yeah.
You own a farm, poultry, pig.
I do poultry, snails, and catfish.
Okay, she's a farmer already.
Yeah.
Poultry, snail, and where is your farm located?
Ada
George.
Yes.
So, alright, that's good. So, one thing is that one day I will make out time to visit your farm.
I would love that.
Yeah, I'll make out time to visit your farm. Yeah, certainly you've taken the right step in the right direction, because that's what I used to advise people as far as Nigeria is concerned. The other day, was it yesterday, day before yesterday, people passed out from that they did their poor, passing out parade, NYSC, and I begin to wonder how these people that have passed out. In Nigeria, I have job for them. You pass out, you return to your father's house, your mother's house to sit down. No job. There's no job. So please, I advise all the youths to embrace entrepreneurship. Certainly, farming, I do tell people think that farming is a dirty job. But as I'm sitting here, this is my own white collar job. I'm a farmer.
Proud farmer.
I'm a proud farmer.
Yeah.
Understand? From what I did, I bought my car. From what I did, I set up this office. From what I'm doing other things. So I'm a proud farmer. So people should go into agriculture. Yeah, because during one good thing, if you observe during the lockdown, this market we're still open, food market for people to go buy food to eat.
Because it's so important.
Because it's very important. But every other thing we're locked down. So you know that food is very, very important. So once you join the Operation Feed the Nation, then you know that you've joined Operation Full Your Pocket. Alright. So that's that. Alright. So you said that you want to see the farm.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is that we'll walk around the farm. But apart from that, any other thing? Alright. So you're welcome to our facility. Yeah, it's a prototype farm. In fact, our video center. This is where we make most of our video from. This is where we train people from. but as I said, we have our permanent seller we're setting up somewhere. Then we have this for you. Wait. Yeah. So we have this pack for you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Alright.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright. So use that to remember us and also spread the good news and all that. Alright. I don't know if the manager will want to appear on our video. She will not appear on our video. Alright. So she's actually the manager right now.
Nice meeting you. You're welcome.
Alright.